Whew! If there's any series that I expect to give me a mind fuck, it is Black Mirror. And damn it, they succeeded.
Yeah, they for sure snapped.
When it comes to this hip-hop music, you lose it. Tell 'em.
Kick back, you know the pimp back. Ain't no slip back. Moving inside the movement, you not with it, better get back. Nigga, I'm fresh as Tic Tac.
What's good, guys? It's ShantiDaGOAT here.
Trick or treat.
Today we're going to be doing the Netflix review on Bandersnatch. It's the Black Mirror movie that just came out. It was crazy.
It was definitely wild.
It was definitely crazy.
If you're if you're into the movies that like have a lot of twists and turns, this is definitely one for you.
So just start from the beginning. If you don't know Black Mirror, it's basically like how do you explain Black Mirror to people? Black
Mirror is a series that they have underlying message in these episodes, but they're never the same. But they all talk on a different topic. But they take a concept and they deliver it in a way that you would never expect it to be delivered.
Yeah, it's like a big mind.
It's a mind game.
Yeah, their whole show is like a mind game. It makes you think deeper. When you watch that show, you kind of feel like you're on acid. It's just it's just weird. So this movie definitely matched up to the series of Black Mirror.
Yeah, definitely.
So basically, there's gonna be some spoilers in this. So if you didn't watch the movie, go ahead and watch it.
Watch the movie. Come back.
Oh, and also, if you didn't watch the movie and you want to follow the same path that we took, it'll be in the description below. So this movie is basically an interactive movie, and it's just like interactive games. So you choose the path that the character goes on, or so you think. So when you start the movie, they're gonna ask you what type of cereal you want to eat and everything. So if you go down below, you'll see all the choices that Trey and I chose, so you could watch the movie exactly how we watched it.
Right.
All right. And going from there, basically the movie starts off just like a little, I think it's in England or?
I believe it's the UK. And this was in 1984. And basically it's about this guy who read a book called Bandersnatch. And I believe the book is, this is a similar theme, you kind of don't have a choice or whatever. But he was making a video game based on this book. And ironically, the same concept comes in his life, that he doesn't have a choice. But also, ironically, we're making the choices for him, and it just kind of goes on from there. So,
what the movie does, it kind of breaks the fourth wall. So, even at one point in the movie, the character knows that we're controlling him. He actually knows that Netflix is controlling it.
That was crazy.
So, that's a choice that you can choose. You can choose he's like, yo, who's controlling me? Because one day he snaps out of it. He's like, I'm being controlled. And he's like, if anybody out there is controlling me, give me a sign. And one of the choices you can choose is Netflix or
Netflix. I think those
P.A.C.S.
are symbol P.A.C.S. Yeah. Well, it was three. It was Netflix and the symbol that I think represented Bandersnatch because it had that holographic type figure. And then when you get later into the movie, which I think they kind of draw your attention back to it, the choices change between Netflix and P.A.C.S. So that's just an example. But it's crazy because there's really big choices that's made in the movies and there's very small choices. And I thought what was going to happen is that those small choices were going to be more detrimental or effective than the big choices. But it seemed that the smaller choices really didn't matter as much. But it was still crazy.
Sometimes even the big choices didn't matter. It would be something that you wouldn't even think about. Him talking to his mom. We kind of knew that was going to come back up, but we didn't know that continuously came back up.
Yeah, it came up twice. We, on our path, we was like, okay. We got to the point where it was like, okay, let's see how far we can take this. We just kept denying talking to his mom. But until there was a point where we had to talk to his mom. Yeah,
they made you, you can choose your own path, but in the end, it all comes back down to, it doesn't even come back down to one choice. It comes back down to three choices.
Right.
Because you have the choice where he's in jail. You have the choice where he finds out he's on a TV show. And there was one more show. There was one more choice.
Are you talking about the fight scene?
The fight scene. The fight scene. So there's three choices. Yo, this movie's
it's crazy.
This movie is crazy. This movie's gonna go viral. I'm calling it from now.
I think it is. Because of the amount of planning that it takes to map out all the choices and see, when things should go back and when you should go back to those choices and what happens after, it's just incredible. I feel like it was a lot of people who had to really map it out. And then they displayed it within the show, within the movie, the whole other concept of mapping out the choices. And then within that movie, he was basing it off a book that did the same thing. So it's It's like being in a dream within a dream within a dream.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like some Inception type stuff.
Yeah, it definitely was like some Inception shit.
It's definitely some Inception type stuff. Like, the only part of the movie that started to get a little annoying is like having to choose.
Right.
Like, especially when it was the wrong choice. Because if you choose a wrong choice or something that's not gonna
make the line if you chose a choice that wasn't going to continue the story any further,
it rewinds you
back. And sometimes they either just give you the choice then and there, or they give you like what happened up until that point, and then give you the choice again.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a little tedious, but if you really want to get the full experience, at one point they literally tell you, okay, you can stop here or just exit to the credits.
Yeah. So you can stop the movie where you want to stop it. Like, if you want the movie to be a lot shorter, it can be. But
watch
the whole movie.
Definitely watch the whole movie. I would say click choices until you can't click choices anymore.
Yeah. And do what you want to do. But like, it's going to come to a point where you realize if you keep clicking no, it's going to keep resetting you back to the beginning. Yeah. So it's going to have to come to a point where you have to choose yes, or you have to type in a certain password. And also make sure to type in the correct phone number, because we typed in the right phone number.
I mean, but they literally spoon feed it to you. Yeah. And I was like, I know if I type in the, like, once I saw what they did after we typed in the number, I was like, well, we would have typed in the wrong one. Will they have like actually picked those numbers? Like, you know how many times we had to shoot that scene
to different numbers
to do all that? So that was crazy. But it's something I wanted to talk about. Yeah. So there was a breakthrough, and I forgot exactly when it happened, but I think he realized that he actually had a choice. Like, he actually made the choice at one point. Yeah. And then there was also a moment where we realized, and they actually reinforced in the movie afterwards, that you can't go back and make those choices for the past, because there's a point in the movie where he went back to his childhood, but there was only one option. It was like no. It was like no.
There's nothing you can do.
You can do because that already had happened. But then it was weird because when you go through the no's, it kind of goes back to that, but then you do kind of have an option. So there's a lot of themes and a lot of things.
If you're not the type of person that like to sit and like think,
analyze,
if you don't like Black Mirror, you won't like this movie. Well, obviously, but
this is a great introduction to what Black Mirror is. Let's say if you never knew what Black Mirror was, you can literally watch this movie, and then like if you like it, then you will love Black Mirror as a series. Yeah. But if you don't really like it, then it's probably not for you. Yeah. It involves a lot of thinking and analytics and a lot of using your third eye. Yeah. And not just seeing what the picture is, but what it could be, and you know, all that stuff.
So for you, what was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part of the movie, definitely when they just randomly broke out to that fight scene. Because at that point, I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yo, what?
And they gave you one choice for that too. So it was like, yeah, or like, fuck.
It was like, yeah, or fuck yeah. And then I think they were almost the same possibilities. Like, I think if I would have chose yes and fuck yes, it was like, no.
Yeah.
Was it different or was it the same? That I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the same. So if you click yes or fuck yes, it's the same. What's the difference is whether you chose to fight or jump out the window. That was different.
But the one thing I realized, we never deliberately got to choose to kill Dad. I think we just kept choosing until like that literally had to happen.
Yeah, but even if we would have chose kill Dad, it would have reset it would have been a dream for him.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. They use the concept of dreams a lot. So like you can think you're going on one path, and then like
just wake up.
They'll use the dream to kind of put you back into where you're supposed to be. Like they kind of use the dream as a concept of resetting.
Yeah. Oh, they did. The dream was the concept of resetting. Yeah. To put you back on a path that you were meant to go.
Right. But let me ask you a question. There was a scene in there where he took acid, and then everything. That's when he started hallucinating and seeing the monster stuff. Do you think he remained on acid the whole time?
It felt like it.
It felt like once that scene happened, everything just kind of went left.
I feel like it opened his mind, just like Colin said. And another thing I understand is like, did Colin die?
Yeah, Colin. I don't know. They say he went AWOL.
So what does that mean? Yeah,
I don't know, but like, because we chose.
I think he escaped the interactive game or something like.
Right, because did he go AWOL after we killed him?
Yeah, he did. He went AWOL after we killed him, and I think once he gave the main character the acid, that really opened up his mind. So then he started like researching and realized like, all right, I'm being watched. Yeah. And before Colin disappeared, he told him, he's like, what did he say while he was on acid? He told him like, you're in a game. None of the choices you make are yours. Like he told them all the real stuff, and then escaped.
One thing that was amazing was the Pac-Man reference. I'm not sure if they was just using that just for the film, but like it makes a lot of sense. Basically, what he was saying was, if you play Pac-Man, it's literally if you interpret it this way, it can be like an insane game where literally Pac-Man is just consuming all he can, but he doesn't really win anything. And anytime that he tries to exit out of this maze, he ends up right back into the maze.
Who was Pac-Man in this case?
So literally, this whole movie is like Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Like you go through this, you make this choice. Okay, I want to go this way. You end up right back inside the maze. You're just like trying to consume until something happens, but you don't really win anything.
You don't really win.
You just get put back into another maze.
What do you think about? I was gonna say the end, but what do you think about the endings? Do you think? Because I know one thing that people don't like about movies is like how they end. You know, so do you think it could have ended any better with any of those endings? Because I don't see how else they would end it.
Well, the last ending for us was
jail.
Him being in jail.
Yeah.
But like that was a parallel to what happened to the author, because remember the author killed his wife.
Yeah.
He killed his wife, but this time, like, I feel like he kind of drew influence from the book. Like, he was consumed by the book because all this happened after he read the book. So he was consumed by the book, and then, like, his actions led to something similar to what happened to the author, where he killed his dad. Yeah. But this time he ended up in jail. I don't know what happened to the author.
So the dad did end up dying, though.
Yeah, the dad ended up dying.
The dad actually died.
The dad ended up dying, and I think he went to jail for it because he was in like a.
Yeah, he did.
But it was a nice looking jail. It was like he had a desk, a TV.
That's the British jails.
I guess that's what happens, but it seemed like he was in jail, or maybe he was in some type of rehabilitation center, maybe. But the last scene is him carving out another like web of choices. So like this probably could point to a sequel, maybe. You never know.
Oh,
that would be.
They left it on where it could end to do another sequel. One of the big turning points for me, where I knew this movie was going to be like, oh, yo, this thing is lit, is where the first bad decision that we made. So in the beginning, we made the choices of getting cereal. We made the choices of, all right, this is the music he's going to listen to. But then he got to the office when he first met Colin. Yeah. And the guy asked us like, did we want to work on a game or something like that? Oh yeah. And we said yeah. And then when Colin was walking by, he said, wrong choice. And I was like, wrong choice? If we've been making choices the whole time, he never said that. And then it resets all the way back to the beginning. Yeah, that's why I was like, yo, this movie is lit.
Right. That was the moment where they let you know your importance of your choices. Yeah. Because before that, it was like, you know, choose a cereal, choose the music. But once you made that decision, it was like, okay, that's when the timeline split. You know, but you didn't know how many different timelines there were, so it was really fun figuring out like how many possibilities.
The movie was a puzzle.
It was a movie, yeah. So that's something I want to go back and like make opposite choices. So that was great stuff on Netflix part, and once again, Netflix was great by plugging themselves in the movie.
That was a good.
That was dope.
Selfless promotion or whatever.
Selfless plug.
Selfless plug. Shameless. Yeah. But what you don't have to worry about is not being able to make every choice. Like, because no matter what, you're gonna end up making all the choices and seeing all the alternate endings.
Unless you exit.
So don't click end credits if you haven't seen the movie yet. Right. Don't click that. And one thing I was gonna say as well, if you would give this on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this?
This is the reason. Okay.
So like plot, storyline, acting, all together.
The one thing I would say about the plot, it got a little bit confusing at points, but everything kind of came together at the end. But I still have some questions. The way they filmed it, like the actual camera work and all stuff, that was amazing.
That was great, yeah.
The whole interactive, it was just so original. I'm definitely gonna give it a solid 8.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna give it a solid 8. Yeah. Because it was just so original for me. I've never seen. I'm not sure if there have been interactive movies in the past. But it's just like how they executed it was definitely dope. Like it makes you want to go back and revisit and dive deeper into it. And that's the type of stuff I'm into. If I can go back into it, dive deeper into it,
and see if the past changed or in any way. Like I said, if you guys want to see watch it exactly how we did it, I'm gonna put it right below so you can just go into the description and you can check that out. But yeah, myself, I'll give it an 8 as well. What I'm trying to think about what I didn't like. What didn't you like in the movie?
Oh, like I said before, what I didn't like is the plot got a little confusing.
Oh yeah, the confusingness.
Yeah, it was a little bit confusing, and I mean, you really have to dig into it in order to really understand.
You gotta be a little patient too.
You gotta be patient. Like you're not gonna, everything's not gonna make sense like that.
Yeah,
everything's gonna tie in, but you know, you're still probably gonna be left with some questions. But I think either a sequel or, you know, other people's interpretation might be great. You know, open your mind up to that type of stuff. So
I'm so curious. Like, I want to know what you guys think. So put it in the comments below. Like, what do you think about this movie? If we left some things out, go in the comments and just tell us what we left out. I'd love to like have a conversation with you guys because this movie is like so big. It's like so many things I didn't even pay attention to. Like the fact that like the little robots in the background. I thought they were gonna bring that up in the movie somewhere, but they didn't. And I wonder if that has to tie in with the movie in any way. But I'm not sure. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this. We really appreciate it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell button so you know when we have another video coming out.
Peace.
We out. Peace.
I'm the best, check it out, it's like a new birth, cold Vancouver, won't you Big Bang come through, make a new earth, and when they capping, I be popping, busting like an AK, should be setting it off, fresh and menthol, wipe it down, blessing your dog, who the best of them all, I murder this beat like I can't come home.